more information about what we saw on the internet. And he said, hey, you guys got to come down and sit. I'll pay for it. Come and sit. The second Saturday of August every year, we galvanize. In the last 20 years, we've been doing this 5K walk. We're putting together 40,000 minority black men to come together to help save black men's lives, but most importantly, be intentional about their space. This company was designed to get black men more intentional about knowing your numbers. We know, you know right now that how many funerals have you been to this year? How many funerals have you been to this year? Okay, a few, okay, all right. But how many of them have actually been another brother that you may know, family member, close friend? Okay, we haven't made it to the first quarter yet, and we know that brothers are leaving this earth every day. And a lot of that is due to we're not intentional about our health. And so we have testimonies around the country that we physically recorded, that people have came out to our events and they said to themselves, in my cell phone right now, I have more documentation on my car than I have on my body. I know when I change my oil, I know when I change my tires, I know when I change my windshield wipers, but I have nothing in my phone about my body. I don't even know what my blood pressure is right now. So black men are walking around every day intentional about this space and not being intentional about going to the doctor. You can go to the gym every day. You can be on all kind of vitamins. You can be organic. You can be vegan. But when the last time you going and got a checkup? And so African American Male Wellness Agency, we are very intentional about this space. And you're going to have an opportunity today to learn a little bit more about what we're doing. But the flyer that everybody should have checked in today at the front talks about Black Men's Wellness Day. Did everybody get a flyer? No? So we want to make sure. Let's bring some flyers up here. Pastor Jerry, have Pastor Wade, somebody bring a flyer. So on April 27, guys, we're gonna have Black Men's Wellness Day. We had an opportunity to not only visit the walk in 2023, in 2022 in Columbus, Ohio, but we had an opportunity to bring it to Houston. Because when we witnessed it, we said we got to bring this to Houston. So on the campus of Texas Southern University last year in April, we had a chance to galvanize over 5,000 people for our first 5K Health and Wellness Walk here in Houston, Texas. Master Vesta Turner was our honorary chair. And this year, April 27, we want you to mark your calendars because we're going to be over at University of Houston this year, and we're expecting over 10,000. Rushawn McDonald is our honorary chair, who has been the manager for Steve Harvey for the last 25 plus years. So everything you see Steve Harvey doing right now, podcasts, TV shows, radio shows, Rushawn McDonald has created that environment for him. And he's also an alumnus of University of Houston. But on this day, guys, we want you to bring somebody with you, because on this day, every screening known to mankind will be free at this walk. HIV testing, hypertension testing, BMI testing. We're going to have every testing known to mankind there at the walk free that morning. We would kick off that morning at 7 a.m. In about 2.5 hours, we're going to have nothing but testing going on. This is a family event, so bring your wife, bring your girlfriend, bring your kids, because we're going to have screening for kids, we're going to have screening for women and seniors on the premise as well. But we're really intentional that day about screening men. We screened 800 men last year for the first time ever in their life. 800 men out of that 5,000 stated that I've never been tested, and we have that documented. This year our goal is 1,000. We want to screen 1,000 black men this year to be intentional about saving black men's lives, and your help will be very, very needed. On that flyer, the QR code down at the bottom, all you have to do is scan it. You can register to walk for free. You can register to be a vendor. You can register to be a passion team. I'm pretty sure everybody here has a church. You're a part of a Divine Nine, a fraternity. You work somewhere. So share that QR code and get as many people as you can. Bring some brothers with you to be able to come out and save black men's lives with us. Today's session is called Real Man, Real Talk. And you might ask yourself, what is Real Man, Real Talk? So we all, as a black man, we all walk around with a notion of saying that we are real, and I am a man. Can I show our hands? Can we testify to that? I am real and I am a man. Okay, we know that. So you're definitely in the right place. But what today's session is going to be about, what we created this vision, is about mental health. So we do this session every month. This is the first one that we're doing today, talking about dollars and cents. Cents, S-E-N-S-E, if you didn't pay attention to the flyer. So today you're going to hear from some phenomenal men that are talking about finances and how finances could possibly be the financial barrier to how it tears down a black man. And how does that affect you mentally? How many of you have been in a situation where you work 2 jobs, still not providing for your family? How many of you are not working, and it's been a struggle to just survive? Are we making a decent salary, and we're still struggling to survive? So we know right now the financial dollar, as a black man, that can have a huge hindrance on us. But how do we react? How do we respond? Or do we do what most men do? We just kind of bottle that up inside and not being able to release that. So this past December, we had an opportunity to go to our home office in Columbus, Ohio, and we did a national Real Man, Real Talk. Last summer, we did a local Real Man Real Talk here in Houston, and Pac-Man Jones used to play with the Tennessee Titans. He was our honorary chair, keynote speaker, and we did that at Booker T. Washington High School. And, you know, it was a mixture of kids, boys, and adults. But he came into the Real Man Real Talk, and he started at 10. He didn't start at 1 and escalate. He started at 10. And he says, for me, in a mental space, it's about me and my wife. We've been married 16 years. And I tell her every day, what you signed up for 16 years ago on the contract, you ain't holding up your end of the bargain right now today, 16 years later. That's a mental space that affects me right now. And I tell my wife today that if she can't perform on all levels at what we agreed on 16 years ago, that's going to be a breaking point for us. That's how he started the conversation. So that set the tone for the whole evening. So me and knew at that place right now, okay, I'm in the same place. I'm in that same boat, so I can talk. And that's what today is going to be about. But at our national conference this past December, we had an opportunity to kick off a new campaign called Remove the Mask. How many of us every day walk around with a mask on? So in this exercise, we all had this white mask. Everybody at the table, we had a white mask. And we were instructed on the front of this mask to write down, what do people see about you? When they see you, what do they see? Right on the front of this mask. You know, are you handsome? You know, am I funny? You know, am I a character? You know, am I a motivator? You know, am I a blessing to others? Am I a father? You know, am I a son? What do people see when they see you? We want to write that on the front of your mask. But on the inside of your mask, we want you to write, what do people don't see? What do people don't know about you? What are you balling up inside that you've never told anybody about? On the inside of your mask. This is a real life situation, guys. In this exercise, can you imagine grown men just sitting around, just bawling, just crying, because they've never been able to write down what people don't see. And as a black man, that's what we want. We want men to feel comfortable today in this space and know it's okay to remove the mask, take the cape off that we wear every day, and it's okay to talk. This is a safe space, guys. So the neighbor that's sitting next to you, you don't know them, you don't know their name. We want to make sure you're intentional today about knowing who you sit next to. And let that brother know, I got you. So right now, look to the brother next to you and say, good morning, brother. Good morning, brother. Shake that brother's hand next to you this morning. Right, all right. At the same time, in this space, let that brother know, I got you. Tell him from the heart. You mean say, brother, I got you. That was a little weak, but it's okay. Now, how many times do you even go to work? Do you wake up every day? You walk out your house. We don't speak to our neighbor. You get to work. You pass 3 or 4 guys, hadn't said good morning, hadn't even touched them. This is something, guys, that we just don't do on a day-to-day basis. So in this space today, guys, we want you to know that it's okay to remove the mask. It's okay to take the cape off. And it's okay, most important, to talk. Because at the end of the day, you might not be on any medication right now, but you're suffering from something mentally. Because something that you've encountered in your life, the way you were raised, the way you were treated, the way you were disciplined as a child, something encountered in your life. You may have been to prison, you may have been to jail, something you've encountered in your life, you've never shared with anybody, and mentally it has affected you because you've never been able to release. You've never been able to share the story. And today we want to make sure that you can leave here with just having another brother's number to say, brother, you said you got me. Can I call you at some point in time? We have testimonies where brothers have left a Real Man Real Talk, and 2 weeks later, they text him and their partner. They create a safe word. Hey, brother, if I ever text you this safe word, just pray for me. Don't call me. Just pray for me. And one day, a brother that volunteers with us received that safe word, but something in his spirit said, I need to call this brother. And when he called that brother's getting ready to commit suicide. That was just last year. He said, if I just prayed for that brother, what would I have missed if I didn't follow my spirit and call that brother? So again, this is not a biblical setting. We're not here today for Bible study, but we are here to have Real Man Real Talk. And we want to let you brothers know that it's okay to speak. It's okay to talk. And so again, we're going to have a wonderful time this morning, brothers. Again, we want to welcome you to our African American Male Wellness Day, Real Man Real Talk initiative. Please mark your calendar for April 27th. Right now, we have commercials going on Fox 26. We got Radio 1, 102, 97.9 on board. We got iHeartRadio on board. Again, so we're going to have a fabulous time on April 27th, and we really want you guys to be out there and be intentional about your health, be intentional about your numbers, bring another brother with you, and come out there and have lots of fun with us. We got a lot of great things that are going on today. You're going to hear from some great speakers today. Right behind you guys, we have a wonderful artist. She's a part of the Cactus Jack Foundation with Travis Scott. She's doing some phenomenal work across the country. She has some beautiful artwork here that is set up today as a silent auction. If we don't have anybody that starts any of the starting bids that she has, you are able to walk up with her and talk about a pricing structure. Again, you want to make sure you have one of those art. We asked her specifically to bring some artwork out that would be a healing piece to black men. That when you see that in your office, you see that in your home, that piece will be an opportunity to be able to captivate your spirit and hopefully be able to motivate you in some kind of way. So please check out her artwork. We also have Alan Davis, Dave, insurance company in the back as well. A financial opportunity for you to know your pre-needs of life insurance ahead of time. We know all the time. We see all the time people doing GoFundMes and all that type of necessities when we are no longer here, some family member. But we want to make sure that you are being proactively in a financial space, but making sure that you're readily available. So you guys excited about today? Come on, guys. You guys excited about today? Right. That's what I'm talking about, guys. So again, coming to the stage, guys, we want to always give a reverence and give pleasure of much respect for the man of the house. We are in a house of worship. We're here at the Greenhouse International Church. So right now I want to introduce to you a true spiritual mentor for me. He's a great community servant doing a lot of great work. Believe it or not, this may be a church home today, but before this was Kroger. I don't know how many of you are from the north side, from close to the 4-4. But again, this used to be Kroger. And, Pastor Decker came to this space, and so we're saving lives and blessing souls here on a day-to-day basis. If you've never seen it doing Monday through Friday, you want to come here and volunteer, guys. During the pandemic, I heard about this church. I'm right down the street at Houston Community College. I heard about Pastor Decker was serving 1,000 meals a day. He couldn't give away the food. And Burns Barbecue was donating everything for free. Like, wait a minute. 1,000 meals a day. Burns Barbecue is donating food. He can't get rid of it. Let me go see who this brother is. And lo and behold, 10 o'clock every morning during the pandemic, for months and months at a time, Burns Barbecue walked to that door with already pre-prep meals already designed. We were going all throughout this community just delivering food. And so this brother, this pastor, not brother, but he's my brother, this pastor is doing some wonderful work in here. So I want him to come today, set the stage for us, open up us in a quick word of prayer, and then we're going to get things going. So put your hands together, stand to the feet. Let's welcome Pastor Deckard, Greenhouse International Church.
I'm just a brother. I'm just a brother. Just happen to have the title of pastor, but I'm just a brother. And more importantly, I'm a servant. Because we all here to serve one another. Because I want to see every man reach their full potential mentally, socially, spiritually, financially. In order to do that, you got to know where you are to know where you're going. So, Pastor Jamel Johnson, thank you so much for spearheading this. Thank you so much. Come on, give God praise for the servant, Pastor Jamel Johnson. When they asked, could this be a whole site, I said, absolutely, make this your house. Because men, whenever you have an opportunity to come together to grow, it's a great opportunity. This is a room full of wealth, not just financial wealth, but a room full of mental and social and spiritual wealth. So again, thank God for you being here. I don't want to hold you long, so let's go ahead and pray. Father God, we thank you on this morning for allowing us to assemble together in this sacred place. Your word says money answered all things, and we perish for a lack of knowledge. So let our knowledge of money come together today, that all things will come together. Let our families grow stronger. Let our minds be stronger. Let our bodies be stronger. Let our communities be stronger. Let our unions be stronger. Let our visions be stronger, because you are a God that supplies. You are a God that provides. And Father, we thank you right now that every speaker will speak words that will edify, words that will bring you glory, and our stories will bring you glory. So today, let seeds be sown, that a harvest will be reaped, Father. Today we declare and decree every man in here shall leave better than when she's come. A better son, a better father, a better brother, a better husband, a better employee, a better employer. Whatever it is that we walk into on tomorrow, we'll walk in better, because we showed up here today under your covering. Bless every leader of this African American Men's Fellowship. Bless every leader, bless every visionary, and let what they put together in mind be manifested in acts. So in your name we pray, and we say thank you for this opportunity. Amen.
Let's give Pastor Dick another round of applause. Always good to be under the covering of the word. So again, guys, we're going to kick this program off. The next gentleman I'm going to bring to the stage. How many of you on a day-to-day basis you get a chance to grind, you get a chance to go to work with another brother that you love, another brother that you know you've been knowing a long time, but you get to do that work with them every day. Anybody get a chance to do that every day? A few of you, okay? Well, I'm gonna raise my hand high because I get a chance and the honor to do this every day with a childhood friend, a brother, not a blood brother, but he feels like a blood brother. But we wake up every day on this mission of saving black men's lives through the African American Male Wellness Agency, and we get a chance to travel this world. And what better way? It's not about the dollar for us. It's about we're getting a chance to get in front of other brothers and share an opportunity to help them change their lives, not just through Real Man Real Talk. Again, we do cooking with dads. We show dads how to actually cook healthy meals for their families. We got the Black Wellness Day. How many opportunities you guys get a chance to galvanize and expectation of galvanize over 10,000 families getting ready to fellowship with us on April 27th and being able to come out and be intentional about their health. So I get a chance to do that every day with a good brother. I thank him every day for allowing me to share this space with him. So I want to bring to you guys right now our executive director for Houston, for the African American Male Wellness Agency, Pastor Jamal Johnson. Give a round of applause.
Hey, good morning to you all, and happy Saturday. Man, I am grateful that you all are here. I know Coop told y'all to just slide over some, but when we bring up our panelists, I want y'all to kind of come in just a little bit, make it tight. My background, I am a pastor, but I guess I would say my working background is marketing. So I understand optics, and I got pictures and cameras everywhere. So we want to make it look tight, but I'm glad that you all are here. I'm glad that you all took time out of your schedule to be here with us today. And this means a lot to us. One of the biggest things that we want to do is we want to holistically serve the African American man, holistically. So we have 7 initiatives that help us be the African American Male Wellness Agency. So we have health and wellness, mental health, financial wellness. We have a fatherhood initiative where we have understood by statistics that 70% of children who actually have a father that's active in the home have a better chance of going to kindergarten and being kindergarten ready. Now, the thing about that is that if our children are starting behind and they are never catching up, that thing is real. By the 3rd or 4th grade on that reading exam, they're identifying how many beds need to be in prisons based on So we have a fatherhood initiative where we are challenging all men to take the Proud Dad Pledge to ensure that they are not just around their kids, but they're in their kids' lives. And on top of that, we have a mentorship initiative. We have a research initiative. We're excited to partner with Houston Methodist. We're doing a research study with them that will help us look at hypertension in African American men. We are dying 12 years before everybody else. I want you to think about that. You can grind all day. I am a pastor, but if you listen to my playlist, you would probably ask if I'm really saved. But my guy 2 Chainz, he had a song. He was talking about he was riding around and getting it. There's a lot of people that are riding around and trying to get it every single day, and because of that, we're not in front of our health. We're not taking care of ourselves. We're not eating right. We're not moving. We're not sleeping well. Man, on this journey, I have found, and I'm a nerd. I'm a cool nerd, but I'm a nerd because my mom taught school in North Forest for 40 years. Matter of fact, she was my teacher in the 4th grade. I say that was the best year and worst year of my life. I couldn't say that the dog ate my homework because she knew we didn't even have no dog. So, but man, she put something in me to be a lifelong student. But it's crazy as we are looking at these statistics with black men. We are at the top of every unflattering category. But yet there was a report that was done by McKinsey that said by the year 2030, black men would be at the bottom of the totem pole. The reason why is because STEM is hurriedly taking over. Many of our manufacturing jobs are not there anymore. The things that we used to be able to do with our hands So the things that we were able to do in the 80s and 90s, those jobs don't even exist. So then if we are not skilling up and preparing for what's to come, we're going to be at the bottom. And do you know how that impacts us mentally? So this Real Man, Real Talk Dollars and Cents today, we're going to have a great conversation. Some great guys who've done some amazing things, but really want to look at the journey and just talk about how they have gotten to where they are. So I am going to now have the privilege of introducing our amazing panelists. I want to start off with my good friend, the Vice President of Global Philanthropy for JP Morgan Chase, Mr. Dorian Cockrell. If you could just come up and take a seat. Met this young man, I was actually moderating a conversation during Black Entrepreneur Week. Young man who is about that. I think Martell turns 30 this year. Boy, make me feel old. But is doing some amazing things. The CEO of Good Hemp. I always say this, I am a student of the word, so I understand that if my man Moses was on the backside of a mountain and the bush was burning, nobody actually told us what bush was on fire. Y'all can laugh, man. But want to welcome up my guy, Mr. Martell Matthews. Let's give him a hand. And his partner in crime, man, this guy, he is all around a serial entrepreneur. But one of the things that he has done that has made him a household name, he is the co-founder of the world-renowned She's Happy Hair. I mean, just to have two brothers to think about the game with extensions, they extended a lifeline to a lot of young ladies, and they have extended some great job opportunities in our community, and they are doing even more, man. So I want to welcome up Mr. Marcus Bowers to come to the stage. And then we're grateful today to have the Midwest and Southwest director from Atlantic Records. Met this guy, I mean, just a down-to-earth dude, man. We just had connected in our very first conversation, but I'm excited to have him here today, and he really has a real testimony of what today, this day, even brought to us, man. Y'all give it up for my dude, LaRon Harris. And then lastly, the moderator of our conversation today, probably one of the coolest, flyest doctors you would ever find. But Dr. Jay Piercy, he has been a part of our journey with this Real Man, Real Talk, and he really helps us as men understand who we are, but also I love that he helps us understand where we are. He keeps us cognizant of us and our being. So y'all give it up for our moderator, Dr. Jeremiah Piercy.
All right, it's my pleasure to be up here as the moderator for this panel of amazing men. Looking forward to giving you guys some good advice, not just in managing your mental health, but also in managing your finances and how those two things actually intertwine. Because one of the biggest stressors right now in society is financially related. Worries about the economy, worries about, your industry, where you might be going, worries just about how inflation is stacking up and really starting to oppress us. So there's a lot of different factors that play into this that are financial that affect our mental health. So these gentlemen up here are going to help me hopefully tie this all together, give you some good experiential information that hopefully you can take home, better your life, decrease your stress, better your mental health. That's what we're trying to do here today. So getting started, I like to know about risk. So I'm an entrepreneur myself, and being an entrepreneur is risky. You're taking your own money, you're basically betting on yourself. So what is the riskiest move you have made, and what did you learn from that experience that continues to help you today?
Well, I'll take that one first. So, hello everybody. My name is Martel Matthews. I'm the CEO of Good Feeling Hemp and the COO of the New Black Wall Street. And for me, one of my riskiest moves was deciding to bring a cannabis hemp company to Texas. I'm in Texas, the Republican red state, and I'm a black man. At the time, I was 24 when I first got into cannabis. I became a CEO at 26. I'm 30 now. But imagine 2019, right before the pandemic happened, deciding to say, I'm going to be a pioneer. I'm going to step out on faith. I'm going to step out and create a new shift in the market by educating my people on what the cannabis plant can really do for you. It's not just a recreational drug. It's a plant-based medicine that helps a lot of people. So that was a very risky thing, but without no risk, no reward, right? So now 4 years later, this Tuesday, we celebrate our 4th year anniversary of having our company. We're raising $500,000 now. We're raising $500,000 in our pre-seed capital, and we've been able to continue to grow in a pioneer market. So without that risk, you won't be able to be the person to say that. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all, but high risk, high reward.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you. We just go down the line, I guess.
Can you state the question again?
Yeah. So what's the riskiest move that you've made, and what do you continue to learn from that experience?
Right, the riskiest move that I made in my career was I'm in a people's business. Again, my name is Ryan Harris. I'm a music executive. I work in the philanthropic space, but in the music space, investing in humans. One of my worst investments, I got my greatest life and business lesson from. And in investing in humans, you just never know what you're gonna get for real. People, they wear the mask, like the host at the beginning was talking about. People wear a mask, just like when men, we date. For the ones that's not married, before you get your lady, you're wearing a mask until you get it, then you're like, I got you. You know what I mean? So like in business, I was working with a group of people, and I was trying to save everybody. And they wore a mask, and they pretended to be something that they weren't. And, I made a bad investment thinking that I was going to get me and other people. And that lesson just taught me, that's a lesson that's going to be with me for the rest of my life. That was the riskiest and the best investment that I made, because it hurt me a lot, but I'll never have to learn that lesson again. So whatever I potentially lost in that situation, I'll never lose that again moving forward.
Yeah, that's amazing. And that's really growth in a nutshell. We have this mentality of growth, and that, if we do X, Y, and Z, we'll continue to grow. But really, growth happens through adversity. Growth takes effort. Growth is through difficulty, because you learn something that you're going to take with you for hopefully the rest of your life. So thank you.
Dorian Cockrell, JP Morgan Chase. I run the JP Morgan Chase Foundation, basically in Texas and Oklahoma. And the riskiest thing I did, I actually stopped working and went to grad school, and didn't work throughout grad school, so I could focus in on it. So I had to depend on family, and I mean depend on, they was giving me grocery cards, like Walmart cards, to get groceries. Like but like, but yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you know, when people say they got you and then they don't really have you and you depend on them, then that's a shortfall, right? So I was taking a huge risk and saying, all right, you know, like y'all say y'all got me, so I can focus in on going to school and get my master's degree and do well in school, so I can focus without worrying. And they did, and the reward of that is now literally I run the foundation for the largest bank in the world, and I'm able to put capital in the economy that people like us aren't in these positions. And if it wasn't for that sacrifice and that risk and that reward, I 100% wouldn't be here today without my master's.
Yeah, amazing.
Risk and reward. The riskiest thing I've ever done was have the audacity to go to college. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the first person in my family to graduate from college. And then even before that, you know, riskiest, you know, as well, another risk was going to the military. You know, I didn't have any leaders around me, and I felt like, hey, I got to go get the resources because there aren't any off Martin Luther King Boulevard. And so when I went to go get those resources, I got a chance to get brand new drawers and socks, and I've been balling since boot camp. And so I think it's important to you know, if you go take a risk, you know, have faith in yourself and put you first. And so that was the riskiest thing that I've done, is just really think that I could do it when nobody else was doing it. I didn't have anybody that did those things before me. It's a lot of things I'm doing now that people have never done before me, and I think that's probably the riskiest thing I've ever done, and I'm probably gonna keep going. And I like taking those type of risks, like betting on myself.
Yeah, I like that. Betting on yourself. That's something that I learned recently with the financial crisis that we had, and stocks dropped and all of that, where I lost a lot of money. And so I had to to really figure out, like, okay, where am I going? What's most important to me? And really, so I heard this quote, and I'd like to just present it to you all and see where it kind of takes this. But I thought it was really interesting because we're talking about supporting ourselves. We only have so much time in this world, right? We got 24 hours in a day. Out of that, you know, maybe you can get to 18 hours of productivity, but after that, you're starting to burn the candle on both ends, right? You can't keep that up. But I heard this quote: "You vote with your time for the future that you want." And since I heard that quote, it's really kind of put into perspective for me that every moment of my day is a vote for the future that I want. And what I spend my time on is what I will take with me into the future. So how do you manage your time, and how does that kind of relate to your mindset and what you do with your businesses and how you help people?
Let me jump it off, Tim. All last year, this past 365 days, I've only learned AI. Everything AI. Like I could learn leadership, I could learn more management, better sales and all that. I just took it upon myself to put myself in this world-class training that's taking place, because even though we're not on the college campus, the earth is the campus now. The world of school is in the palm of your hand, and so I've been learning AI as if my life depended on it. So I think that's, you know, what I've been doing with my time for the past year. Now, when it comes to daily, people always ask, like, man, how do you manage and, you know, oversee so many brands and businesses and people and things like that? I delegate a lot, as well as I work 3 shifts. I like to share this with people, especially men, right? Because when I was in the Navy, we would wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And by 8 a.m., they said that we had already done more work than most people do in the whole day. And so from 6 a.m. to 12 noon, that's one shift. And then 12 noon to 6 p.m. is another shift. And then 6 p.m. to 12 midnight is another shift. So for you to say that 18-hour shift for most people, and then you get that 6 hours of sleep, that's how I kind of live my life on a daily basis. So I want to share that.
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
I'm right along with him, learning, you know, and it's crazy because my CEO, you know, spends 70% of his day learning, 30%, you know, working, and he passed down, you know, that to us. And so for me, I wake up 5:30 in the morning, you know, and I figure out, okay, what am I reading? You know, what am I learning? How am I growing? I like to tell people, you know, hey, I'm telling you, no, like for real. Like I will get up if I need to read from 4 to 12 to learn what I need to learn. So when I step out, I can just smash whoever I'm in front of with the knowledge that I have and the passion I bring to it. I mean, you're just gonna be at my mercy, and that's just how I think. I have an attitude like that, you know. And so I'm driven to make sure that I'm utilizing the bank's resources to get people out of poverty because of the things that we've gone through for so many centuries, so many generations. And so I don't allow myself to get lazy in what I need to do. So my time is spent learning. Like I don't waste my time at all.
All right. Yeah, I like this.
For me, I'm just intentional with my time. Like from the time I wake up, I start my day with prayer before I get out the bed. Exercise gratitude. After that, I go and meditate 15 minutes. Then I shower. Then I start my day. And it's I don't have a military background, but I'm very militant on how I operate, and I just move with intention. Part of the day, like both of them mentioned, is committed to learning something new. Another part of the day is, studying the analytics of what's going on in front of me, so I can compete, with my counterparts in that space. And then the other part is execution, because you can study all you want, but if you're not executing and you're not competing, we're not going to be able to stay in the seats to serve. So that's kind of how I delegate my time. I'm just extremely intentional. And then after that, you still got to make time for yourself and your family. Sometimes I fall short in that area, but we have to manage. So I'm still fighting that balance. And it's situational because, the job may call for more than what you can give at that time, or the family might call for more than you can give at that time. But it's really just about finding that balance for me.
Yeah, I like that. Finding balance, being intentional.
All right, yeah. So for me, I learned how to say no to myself and yes to my purpose. And when I say no to myself and yes to my purpose, that means it's times I want to do other things that's not going to be beneficial towards my productivity or towards my goals or towards what I want. I'm going to have to say no to my family sometimes. I got to say no to a girl that I'm talking to. I got to say no to fun, right? My friends, we leave a meeting, everybody about to go out and get some drinks. We about to go hit happy hour. I got to say no. I got to go home. I got to go hit the gym because I have to be the leader. I have to be okay with that. But the other thing that I learned to be okay with, so I played football, right? I played Texas high school football, played in 2 state championships. I was a Texas All-Star, played in the Texas All-Star game, then went and played college ball at Trinity. And one thing that I knew when I played ball, I was the starting middle linebacker, then I played defensive end, and I was a beast, bro. Like, I was him, you know what I'm saying? And I was aggressive with it. And when I got into life, I feel like so many men, especially black men, we are told to hone down or calm down our aggression. I'm like, bump that. Like, let's be aggressive, be man, but be aggressive with the goals of becoming generational wealth. Be aggressive with being a man of God. Be aggressive with your spirituality. Be aggressive with your intellect. Read, like, become aggressive. Use that same aggression that all black men got. Nobody's stronger than us on earth, period. We are the strongest beings on earth. But keep that aggression for your life and stay productive. So many times the whole world is telling us to calm down and be meek. They say the meek shouldn't inherit the earth. But for me, I'd rather be a warrior in the garden than a gardener in the war, right? If you're a warrior and you have to go fight, you know how to fight versus just saying, oh, I'm just meek. It's nothing I can do. And I listen to a lot of people who are also awesome, like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson had a quote where he said, discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it. Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it. See, when you can get in that type of mental mindset, nothing can stop you. One, you are powerful, but two, you a black man. Do you know how powerful that is? Everybody on earth want to be a black man. Period. Everybody want to be black, and everybody want to be a man. Everybody want to be a black man. That's why they hate on us so much. That's why they try to tear us down so much. So for me, I tap into that. I tap into that energy. I'm a beast, man. Ain't nothing stopping me. And when I really tap into that, I let that aggression out. Now, I have emotional intelligence to not go barking on everybody, but in my mind, when I'm in my home, when I'm meditating on being a beast. I ain't meditating to be cool and be relaxed. I'm meditating to know I'm about to go, anything I'm going to do, I'm going to conquer it because that's who I am. Because I'm God body. God is within me. I'm a spiritual being, and I'm a black man. I'm unstoppable. So that's kind of how I stay focused and really tap into myself and my spirit.
Go ahead. Clap it up for Martell. That's good energy, bro. I wanna also say that whatever you do, you have to do it online. So we talk about time. I think one of the speakers earlier was saying how a lot of us are waking up and getting up and going to getting and driving and all that. Man, all these online tools allow you to do whatever it is that you're doing, to do it online too. So where you can spend time with your kids, you can do whatever your purpose is versus just going to work. Because when you go to work, that takes you away from your purpose sometimes if your work isn't your purpose. But if your work isn't your purpose, then you can do a lot of things online, even when you're at work. Raise your hand if you got a job in here. Again, it's nothing keeping you from still following your dreams online. It's just having a different purpose. When 2020 started, COVID hit, I was like, man, hey, we can't keep the same goals that we had prior to COVID. You got to get some new goals, new dreams, because you got new tools to achieve those same goals and dreams. So if you got the same old goals and you chasing the same old goals that you was chasing before 2020, then you got to do something different. Because like you said, there's so many new ways to make money. Nerd, we got a nerd over here, you know what I'm saying? You want to cheat off somebody's paper, you want to cheat off his paper, right? You say he made all A's and B's. All A's, my bad. He say no B's, you know what I'm saying? All A's, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to let you know I like competition, right? We men. I made an A in physics. So I don't know a lot of people that made an A in physics. And so when you come across people that's telling you that the only way to get to the next level is to continuously learn and to be a lifelong student, this is what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? This is what it looks like. The more you read, the more money you make, man. So I just want to share that piece on the doing whatever you do online too, so you can use your time for what you really want to do.
Yeah, I love this. And also, listen to every single one of these individuals set an intention of what they wanted that day to be, what they wanted that future to look like. But they set an intention. You have a pursuit of knowledge, AI, right? Pursuit of understanding finances. We have all these different things that consume us, but if we take that focus, we can actually point it and direct it. And so it seems like that's what everybody here is talking about, of taking that confidence in yourself, taking that passion and directing it. And one thing I'll add to what you were saying too, that a lot of people may not know, but in your brain is something called a mirror neuron. And what these do is these actually mimic you doing that physical activity. So for example, if you watch somebody doing headstands, you just watch it on YouTube, and you watch it enough, your brain starts to tell your body what that would feel like, right? So this is the importance of setting an intention. If you go into that saying, this is what I want to feel like, this is my body, this is what I see in the future, this is what I want to look like when I go to the gym, this is what I want to do, when I'm 30, 40, 50 years old. Now you're starting to change your mind and actually rewire it to be that thing. And the more you listen to people, like these gentlemen here, the more you go out there, educate yourself, gain knowledge, you start creating those neural networks yourself. So everything that you all have said is amazing, and I just wanted to kind of bring that psychological, neurological portion to this conversation too, because what you're talking about is a lifestyle. And what people don't understand is that mental health and your mental fitness is tied to your lifestyle. If you are a person that wakes up every day and you go, I'm just a piece of crap, I'm not going to be able to accomplish anything, I hate my job, I don't want to go, I'd rather just stay here and sleep on the couch. What are you doing with your mind then? Is that actually helping you get to a place where you can be mentally stable, feel really confident about yourself, get you to a place where you can connect with people and build a business or pursue your dreams, pursue AI, whatever it is that you're in pursuit of?
As you say that, the only thing that I really feel like I can do anything on earth. I'm not lying. I feel like there's nothing I can't do. I can start any business. I can jump into any industry. I can do anything I want to do on earth except dunk. That's the only thing I can't do. The only thing I can't do is dunk. I'll tap glass all day, baby, you know what I'm saying? But I can't dunk. And so if you have the mindset that you can do whatever you see other people doing, then you'll be unstoppable. Because everybody got the same hours in a day. We all got the same tools and resources. We really do. And so if I'm doing something, there's nothing that you can't do. If you're doing something, there's nothing that I can't do except for dunk. That's the only thing. I just want to throw that out there. That's the only thing I can't do.
You feel me? Or get in the water. You know what I'm saying? I can dunk in a water pool, in a pool with basketball. But hey, I got to add something to that. So everybody out here today who's listening, one way to really elevate yourself is to get around other people who elevate it, right? And you can do that by coming to meetings like this. You can do that by messaging somebody. I'm going to give y'all a true story. When I was 29 years old, I was a part of Black Wall Street. That's my other brand. I'm the co-founder of Black Wall Street. We got almost 1 million followers online, right? I had a show called Great Minds Meet where I would interview entrepreneurs, CEOs, people who've done amazing things in the world. I just interview them. And everybody like, how you get these guests? I literally DM them. I message them, hey, man, I want to interview, want to see what you're doing. Can I bring you onto the platform? So Marcus Bowers, who's on the stage today, I interviewed him. I met Marcus when I was 29. I sent him a message, said, hey, man, I see what you did with She Happy Hair. You went from $800 to $100 million. How did you do that? I want to know. You a black man, you 40 years old. You went from $800 to $100 million. Not 1 million, 100 million. How did you do that? Brought him onto the show, and then after the show, I continued to build the relationship. So just like that, right, from 29 to 30, I'm a different person now because I hang Marcus, that's my homeboy now. But at the time, I didn't know him. I just sent them a message. And I've interviewed Darnell Cooper. I've met a lot of people like that, sending them a message. But if you don't have to interview them, you can send them a message and say, hey, I see what you're doing with your foundation. I want to see how I can help. I see what you're doing with AI. I want to see how I can learn AI. So find people around you or people who are socially within your network and send them a message. See how can you get in their circle, because the quickest way to elevate your life is to get in circles with other millionaires and other billionaires that's doing things you want to do. No matter your age, I don't care if you're 30, 40, 50, 60, you get around people who are doing what you want to do, you will see your life change faster than you just reading books and learning online and watching YouTube videos. All that's good, but if you really get around people, your life will change fast.
I want to add a different perspective. Everything y'all said is great, and getting the networks and all that, that's cool. Not discount none of that. Thoughts become things, to go back to what you was talking about. We have to change the way we think about ourselves, and we have to change the conversation that we have, with ourselves. Before we can interact with this brother, that brother, any other brother, we got to improve our internal relationships. And when we rewire our thoughts, like what you were mentioning, our life will improve. You take those steps, and the energy that you put out, you start attracting things that's within. So when we attract a lot of bad stuff, it's because we feel bad about ourselves. So we change the way we think, we change the internal conversations, everything else will be added to us. And then, God will allow whatever his will is, he'll allow it to manifest. It's a formula for everything. So like, to be successful in life, like I know we're talking about business and networking, and that's great, but to be successful in life and for God's plan to really be revealed in our lives, we have to move with clear intention. To go back to intention, we got to be confident. That goes to the conversation that we have internally, and we got to make sure that we're praying within God's will for our life. If we operating in our gifting, we don't got to worry about nothing else. Everything else will be added to us. We just got to move with a spirit of excellence.
Clap it up. I also want to say that, as men, man, I grew up in the hood. I grew up off Marley. I'm from South Park. I got South Park tatted on me, all that, right? One of the reasons why I'm where I'm at is because I didn't stay there. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of my homeboys, they used to hang out together. I never even now, I don't hang out with people. Either we getting better together, we learning together, we getting money together, or I'm going to do all that by myself. I'm never just around a bunch of people where we just chilling. Like, I don't like chilling. I like learning. I like getting better. That's what's fun to me. And I think the intent, right? We got to be intent with our circle, with our surroundings, with our network, and with whatever the people around us are learning. If they're not learning, then we probably don't want to be around them too long. I only want to be around leaders that are learning too. So I want to share that piece.
Absolutely, absolutely. We are who we surround ourselves with. Every single person that you surround yourself with has a perspective on life, and that perspective can bleed into your life, which can be positive if you have a mentor, or it can be negative if you have somebody that's not mentoring you, that is actually not in the best interest of what your goals are. And can we hear from Dorian too? I don't think we heard from Dorian. If you have something to add.
What's the question?
Oh, there was no question. We're just talking. Yeah, we're just talking now.
No, man, and I appreciate what you're saying, man, because my family been in South Boston '72. You know what I'm saying? We right off Reed Road in MLK. Yeah, right there. So we right there. So, but I say all that to say, it don't matter where you come from, right? Like a lot of cats, like, oh man, I'm from the dead end, or I'm from Acres Home, or I'm from wherever, and they put an excuse on that, or father wasn't around, and like, well, my dad not on my birth certificate, right? Yeah. Like we not all, love, marriage, babies, and some shit just happens, right? And so a lot of us are results of that, but still doing great work, and I consider myself part of that category. So I don't give myself an excuse of, my dad not on my birth certificate, or I've been in South Park, since '72, or whatever. All excuses to me, bullshit, right? Like stop. What are you doing for the solution? What are you doing to make things happen? How can you make sure that you positioning yourself to be successful, regardless of the barrier, regardless if you don't have money, work another job. You know what I'm saying? Work 3 jobs. Like do what you gotta do. Like grind, make it happen. I think sometimes we get caught up with complacency, and we get caught up in being who people think we're supposed to be, right? Like you from the hood, so you just gonna be the hood. You can be an athlete, plumber, work with your hands, whatever the case. You ain't supposed to study. You're not supposed to make good grades. That ain't what y'all do in the hood, But you can dispel all myths with just hard work, passion, and faith, prayer, and just making sure that you positioning yourself in a situation where, regardless of whatever hater you gonna get, because you gonna get a hater.
Oh yeah.
You not distracted by the hate. Like the hate isn't taking you off your game. Like matter of fact, you just using that hate to let you know you need to continue to go forward. And so, to add to all the points that we are making, it don't matter where you come from, man. It don't matter your situation. We all got the black man story. Every last one of us, got a true black man story. So it's no better than the other. Only thing that separates, people are the intentions that they have to continue to move forward. That's what separates you from somebody else. Do you work all the time? Like, do you get it? Do you grind? Yeah. That's the conversation, that hopefully we having today, and people walk away like, all right, what else can I do today? Like judge yourself. Look at yourself today. Like, what am I doing that's bullshit? Like, and be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, just tell yourself that. What am I doing that's bullshit? And then, all right, let me take some of that. You know what I'm saying? Let me save some of my money. Am I buying a bill? Am I buying a book? What am I doing? You know what I'm saying? And making sure that you still grinding and being intentional about your pursuit. Have a vision. If you don't have a vision, then this whole conversation is for naught, right? Oh, yeah. Like this conversation is not for cats that's sitting out there that ain't trying to go nowhere. Like if they good what they doing, then this conversation ain't for them, right? This conversation for cats that's like, yo, I want to go somewhere. What are other brothers doing that got habits that I need to figure out to learn from today to adopt in my own personal life, right? And also knowing that you got, real cats up here. So, I ain't come from Bel Air, right? So you got real cats that really did it, so the excuses, eliminate them.
I want to add one thing before we have the next question. Set goals, but write that goal down and make it plain and make it clear. When you say have a vision, everybody here is listening to all this, right? And you can listen to all this content, but if you don't get a pen and paper and write things down into real actionable steps, it won't happen. I probably, like most of you, you'll leave here today if you don't go home and say for every 3 months, every 90 days, you should have one goal that you're trying to accomplish. Every 90 days. Most people at the beginning of the year, they have a vision party, they have a goal party, they write all the stuff they're going to do for the whole year. Don't look at that until way later. It's trash. You might as well just throw it away. You might as well burn it up because you ain't looking at it. But every 90 days, that's 3 months. You can look at what you did for that one goal. Stop trying to say I'm going to do 10 things in 3 months. Stop trying to say I'm going to do one thing. every 3 months, I promise you your life will start to change. But write it down and make it plain and stay focused. Then you'll start to see the residual change happen in your life.
I want to touch on the haters real quick, because, you know what I'm saying, we all got haters, man. And, you know, when you grow up the way I grew up, I mean, you know, I'm used to talking with my hands. I used to, like, you do something to me, I'm going to let you know with sign language on your face not to do that again. You know what I'm saying? But I really got rich when I stopped being physical and aggressive. When I stopped fighting and punching and knocking boys out and all that, that's when God started blessing me. And so I wanted to share that with whoever in here is aggressive physically. If you're trying to go get your lick back and you want to go let somebody know, don't go let them know. Because when you stop off your journey to go let somebody know that they got you messed up, you off your purpose. And so I never turn around and let somebody know I don't do it no more. I just keep going. I don't even see hate. People like, what a hate? I don't none of that. And so even if somebody is being negative towards me, I'm still on my journey. And, you know, if they cross paths with me on my journey, then I'll handle it accordingly. But I'm not going to stop and go backwards to get my lick back. So I want to share that with anybody that's thinking about going to let somebody know on this good Saturday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you quit, you're never going to get there. That's easy. Like, you know exactly what's going to happen if you quit. But imagine what the possibilities are if you keep going. And you just stay focused on that vision, and then you go back to what he said. You write your goals down, and you execute in increments. Don't focus on a quantum leap. You know what I mean? Just incremental gains. If you get 1% better every day, you get closer and closer every day, you're going to get there. But if you quit, you're never going to get there.
My thing is, I believe I'm just absolutely stronger than anything that's going to happen. I'm just absolutely strong. Like, I'm not going to quit. I mean, if I ran track, and track practice is hard. You get to run 800s and 600s and 400s back to back. But if you quit, shit, you ain't going to run, right? So you got to go through all that pain. You got to go through all that turmoil. You got to go through all of that strife. You got to say to yourself, I'm stronger than all of this. I'm a black man. I'm stronger than all of this. Like, it don't matter. Like, if you don't have a job, if you need to get another skill, get another skill. You know what I'm saying? If you trying to figure out what you're doing, you know, at home, you know, have a conversation. Be wise about your decisions. You know, don't let what is gonna make you quit be bigger than you. Because once you quit, you basically saying to whoever that is, you're stronger than me, and you're bigger than me, and you're more powerful than me, and you make me tap out. So whatever that thing was became larger than who you actually are, and it won. I'm not gonna let it win, ever. I don't give a damn what it is. It's not gonna ever beat me, you know, because I'm too strong on the inside. I got too much faith. You know, my grandma, my mama, they prayed too hard. Our ancestors prayed too hard. We quit with too much for us to just be like, I quit and give up. It's not gonna happen. You know, so not inside of me. Like I tell my cousin, nigga, I can't see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see you. You need to figure that out. You need to figure it out. You a man. So I'll say the same thing to anybody who asks that question. Figure it out. Don't quit. Figure it out. Ask other brothers. Ask other people. Learn from somebody else. Get what you need and figure it out. But once you quit, it won. And I refuse to be defeated. Like, that's just not gonna happen. I think that's the theme of, like, even all the brothers up here. Like, you're not gonna beat me. Like, it's not gonna happen.
I want to add to that too. Just set proper expectations for yourself. Like I'm gonna be real vulnerable with y'all and transparent, right? These past 4 years of my life have not been the easiest financially. It actually has been probably the worst. These past 4 years has been the worst financial 4 years of my life, of my 20s. I went from 26 years old having a corporate job, having some money, having some stability, to now running a company, right? For 4 years. I'm paying to get the company going. I'm reinvesting, doing all this, and I'm hitting my aunties up to pay them food stamps so I can eat. I done went to the plasma spot. You got some plasma, that's $80. Cool, that's gonna pay my phone bill. Now I'm hustling. But I told myself, shit, it took me 4 years to get through high school. It took me 4 years to get through college. So shit, now I'm at 4 years, so I'm about to graduate. Now I'm about to actually get to the reward. But I had that perspective. I told myself, yo, this shit gonna suck. It's about to suck for the next 2, 3, 4 years. And honestly, it did. But now I'm at that point where now it's switching. Now all the rewards are coming back because I sacrificed for 4 years. So when you want to think about quitting, think about the reality that anything you do, you're going to have to sacrifice. And if you only been doing it for a month, 2 months, 3 months, a year, 2 years, that ain't no time. It takes time, and you a man. So you leading the family. Your wife, your kids, they can be like, it's taking too long. They can do that. You can't. We men, we lead the family. So we have to set the bar to say, it's going to take me 5 years to go from here to here. Most of us only look for how can we change our life in 12 months. Think about what you can do in the next 4 or 5 years. If you set that perspective, you won't quit so fast because you'll see the finish line. And I'll finish with this. So I grew up, my dad wasn't in my life, right? But he was in my life, but he didn't grow up in the house with me. But when I went to college, I say my dad he's an adult dad. He wasn't good when I was a kid. But once I became an adult, we can have real conversations, all this, right? So he used to tell me, he'd say, Martell, make it to your junior year of college, you'll graduate. And I was like, what? He said, make it to your junior year, you'll graduate because you can see the finish line. My sophomore year, I wanted to quit. My sophomore year, my mom almost died. I'm sitting here playing football. I quit football. I'm like, I got to make some money to help out the family. I wanted to quit college. But in my head, I kept hearing, make it to your junior year, you'll graduate. I didn't quit just to make it to my junior year. At my junior year, I'm like, shit, I got a year left and I'm done. And I'm done, I graduate, right? So same thing with your goals. If you got a goal and it's gonna take you 2 years, 3 years, make it halfway and you'll finish it. But set that perspective so while you're going through the trials and the tribulation, it don't mentally basically take you over. You conquer it, it doesn't conquer you.
When we talk about quitting, I don't know who asked that question, but are we quitting a job? Or are we quitting, pursuing our goals? Like, where are we quitting out here? Anybody? Where we quitting? Got it. I just never been a quitter. You know what I'm saying? Like I start doing stuff that I want to finish. I start pursuing dreams that I want to accomplish. And then I think if you find yourself quitting a lot, that means you're following the wrong people. You following somebody else's dreams, somebody else's goals. So you doing what they want you to do, and then all of a sudden you realize, like, oh man, this ain't even what I want to do. This ain't what God put me on earth to do. This is what God, put them on earth to do, and I'm following their goals, and now I'm quitting. What you got, bro?
Yeah, you can come up here a little bit, man. So why don't we?
What I'm saying, I'm going, I'm trying, but we go around that question of, I think the question is, what happens when you're doing the right things and the wrong things keep coming to you? No matter where you at, you doing what you're supposed to do, you where you're supposed to be at, but the wrong things keep happening to you. Anybody want to touch on that?
One, I want to get his information, Pastor Jay, if you can get his information, because there are organizations that we invest in that could actually help you with some services and get you going. And I'll make sure when we send that email and I get the information from Pastor Jay, that I make sure that you won't get bullshitted, and the organization will support you and help you and get you the services that you need. So. Yeah, but that's not today though. We're talking about today. Today, Pastor Jay, get his information so we can find out what he needs, so we can start calling some organizations and get him some help. Okay. Because that's what this is about, right? And so, yeah, and we gonna give him. We're gonna get him his help, man. Yeah. None of us are. Like, none of us. Yep.
But today is not yesterday. No, we good. I just want to make sure we get his information, Pastor Jay. I don't want him to, so we know who he is already, so we can get him the services that he needs. My role for JP Morgan Chase is to oversee the foundation and invest in nonprofit organizations to remove barriers for individuals to find a job, start a business, financial health, financial coaching, community development, housing, single-family housing. Prior to this role, I was the COO of our entire public workforce system. I managed $380 million, had 1,300 staff under my leadership during the pandemic. Prior to that, I was at United Way, where I managed United Way's nonprofit system for their financial stability program called United Way Thrive. And so I'm sitting up here to tell you today is that we need to get more information out into the communities about organizations that we can go to find the support that we need. Because I have personally invested too much money over the decade into nonprofit organizations to address issues that we just kind of gloss over, right? Like, this is not a gloss over moment. This is a real moment, right? And so I'm telling you from my seat and how I manage the foundation for JP Morgan Chase, just to make sure that this happens. That's why I'm here today. That is why I'm here today. This is not an accident. And so I'm putting my credentials out there for anybody. If anybody out there, if you're not at your breaking point, if you're just thinking about, oh, I'm just here to figure out, get information. Pastor Jay, you got all the information. So, and I'm not opposed to it, man. Send an email so I can figure out what's going on, so I can make a referral. We call it a hot referral. It's not going to be a cold referral like you're going into an organization. It's a hot referral. It's coming from me, because I want you all to understand that, brothers, we got to be here for the risk. I had to
That was my risk. Saying, shit, I got to depend on you to pay my bills so I can do what I need to do. And so I challenge everybody. Depend on somebody when you need to depend on somebody. Don't be such a hard ass and be like, I can do it on my own and not ask for no help. When you need help, you gotta ask for help. And we will be here to help you. That's what we're here for. That's what this organization is all about.
Absolutely.
Right now,
Absolutely.
today. So I just wanted to say that. I know we're trying to wrap up, but we should be more cognizant of the resources and the services and the organizations that can help us get through these times. And so I'm already made my commitment to Pastor Jay. I'll make a commitment to anybody in the audience. You know, if you need help, I can get you plugged into an organization that can just help you out. But you gotta do it.
Yeah.
You gotta do it.
Yeah, do it. All right. So I think we're ready to move on to the next segment.
I want to throw this out there too. If there's any veterans in here, it's the same thing, right? There's resources all around you. It's a lot of veterans that get out the military. They don't go apply for their benefits, and then they leave a lot of money on the tables for the rest of their life. And so if you don't know about these opportunities, then you're going to leave a lot of money on the table for the rest of your life. So these opportunities that you're hearing about or that you may hear about in the future, apply for them. If you don't apply for them, you never go get the results. And I just see so many people not applying ever for these opportunities and these resources. But,
And get plugged in with people. I mean, you've heard everybody up here talk about having a mentor, being plugged into a community, getting support from friends, family, whatever it is. We are a community. At one point in time, before humans hold themselves up in their own houses, we lived as a community. We worked together as a community. We raised families as a community. We've gotten away from that, as technology has caused this kind of segregation in our society. But it's important to connect with people. Ask people questions. So keep that in mind. And one last thing before we go is, what are you focused on? Because we can't control everything that goes on in our life. It's impossible. And trying to control everything is only going to lead to more stress and more anxiety. But what are you focused on? If you are focused on those negative things that keep popping up into your life, then that's where your mind is going to take you. But as you've heard everybody up here say, they set an intention for where they're going, what they want to achieve, their purpose. What is your purpose? What gives life meaning for you? Until you know that, it's going to be really hard to kind of drive your passions forward and get you to a place like these gentlemen up here.
do we want to open the floor up?
No, we gotta
questions
wrap.
are we done?
We gotta
Yeah,
wrap. But hey, I gotta add something before we wrap. So look, for y'all who are entrepreneurs and who are looking to actually scale your business, that's what we do. This is one of the ways I help entrepreneurs with my company, The New Black Wall Street, is by showing you how to set up an online presence, how to have a website, how to generate traffic, and how to make money. So if you're looking for ways to make additional money online and you have a business idea or you need help with a business idea, make sure you come and talk to us. You can also text, BWS 30. You can text BWS to 888-111, and we'll get you tapped into a community where we're literally taking you through Zoom calls and teaching you as a group. And you can pull up too. We got an office, we got a headquarters on 288 and OST, right over there, right outside the Third Ward, right between Third Ward and Yellowstone. We got a headquarters where we have meetings every third Saturday. So make sure y'all tap in if y'all trying to learn how to make some money.
BWS 888-111. BWS 888-111. That's the short code, BWS.
All right, guys, connect with these gentlemen afterwards. Amazing people doing great things in the community. One more question?
can I say something before we leave? I know we got to wrap. So, thank you for that too, bro. Like, thank you for being vulnerable and thank you for being real. Because time and time again, like you mentioned, at the beginning of this thing, we walk in with this mask, but what you did was the purpose of what this whole forum is for. You got a village of love around you, and you're going to get the help that you need because you allowed yourself to be vulnerable. I want to leave you all with the 6 P's that Dr. Miles Monroe spoke on that helped me in one of my darkest times. I wanted to give up. I was where you were, so I felt your pain on a different level. You know what I mean? Like you going through physical pain, emotional pain, financial pain, and social pain. So I totally get it. The 6 P's that we need to remember when we in those dark moments. One, we gotta have we gotta have a purpose, like we mentioned at the top of this thing. Second, we gotta have passion. Third, we got to have a plan. Fourth, we got to have people. That's what this thing is. People to encourage each other. 5, we got to persevere because life going to get hard sometimes. And we say we want to do things, we want to run businesses, we want to be successful. Well, God going to test you to see if you are who you say you are. And if you can't get past the pain, you don't deserve whatever it is that you say you want. So we going to get tested. But as men, we got to persevere. We got to persist until we prevail. And then lastly, after persevering, we got to stay in prayer. That God will keep us. We got to stay in prayer. So you got passion, purpose, plan, people, persevere, and prayer. Those are the 6 P's. I wanted to leave y'all with that.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me on stage.
Let's give a brother another round of applause. Hey, brothers, we know it's a Saturday morning, but if y'all just give us 20 to 30 more minutes, we do have one more segment. We definitely want to bless you. But what we want to do right now, as the panelists come off the stage, we want to give you a chance to engage them. But we want to take this opportunity real quickly. There's a brother sitting next to you, either to the left or to the right. You may not know, but if you do know, if you don't know somebody, let's take a few minutes just to make sure that you engage. We want to make sure that you leave here with one brother's name, intentionally number, contact information that you don't know. So let's take a few minutes just to kind of engage real quickly, and then we're going to bring up our last panelists. All right? Thank you.